We've been saying that MQLs are dead for like 15 years. I've been in marketing for 15 years.
They haven't not died yet.
And they haven't. It's because we need something for the concept of, here sales, we're giving you a present.
AEO or SEO in 2027?
EIEIO. No, sorry. That can't be the first time you've gotten that answer.
I have. Jenn, welcome. So happy to have you here. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I am Jenn Steele. I am the CEO and co-founder of SoundGTM. It's a B2B partnership platform. Before that, I was a CMO a lot of different times, so I never really take off that hat.
Just like CMO, you were running the marketing team, you were running probably the SDRs as well at some point?
Marketing team, sometimes the SDRs. At one point, actually, a content marketing revenue generating service when I was at Madison Logic.
Oh, wow. Wow. Can you tell me, like, how do you think your role has changed in the, recent, I don't know, I'm not sure if I should say weeks or months, right? Like now that the AI is just blowing up, how has your role changed?
So I think it started changing about a year ago. So I was running a company, but as I said, I never get my heart out of marketing. So I'm still like producing ebooks and doing all the normal things. And I got stuck on a sentence. And so I fed 11 pages of writing into ChatGPT and I said, what's the next sentence? And it said, here. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't bad. And then I said, now would you like me to do this and this and this? And checklists were born and this whole thing happened. And I went from, why the heck are we paying any attention to AI to, hey, this could be useful. And then about 3 weeks later, I had lead generation agents running.
Okay, so you went from 0 to 100%.
I don't do things by halves. and then I built a partner marketing, a co-marketing, like producing the documents platform that I vibe coded. My dev team made me put it, like I had to get a GitHub account. They made me like deal with staging. I still hate GitHub.
Did you have any experience with GitHub
No.
or coding before that? You just went from...
Some.
Okay.
My first career is in technology. I've always been a bit of a hacker, but more like website hacker.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband's a developer. I'd be like, what's the git command for this? It's
For
so
sure.
far away from, I don't know, WordPress, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That was my experience as well. Like I started, like I knew a little bit, but now it's just so much faster. You can ask Claude anything and it's just like, it's game changing. Yeah, for
so
sure.
now I have Cursor running all the time and Claude running all the time. We've revamped our platform because SaaS is a struggle because of the way that the market's moving. And yes, my co-founder has built the whole platform in 2 months with just himself, working part-time with like a newborn kid. And it would have taken like 2 years in the old universe. But I'm then writing the agent parts that are actually telling partner people like what to do and assessing their programs and stuff. And I'm like, I've never been on the product side like this.
Yeah, for sure. So like you're so far along, right? Like further, I'd say like further along than 99% of marketing people, of GTM folks. What would you advise people should look at first? What should they start with?
So don't necessarily start like I did, which is like, let's do it all right now. But if something excites you that much, like try it. Why not? Because there's almost nothing that's impossible at this point. I mean, you might have to blow it up and start a few times.
Yeah.
But I think that Agent AI, it was in one of the sessions today, but also Agent AI, when they did their training, they'd have people build like recipe finders and museum trackers and like things that they cared about. Yeah. And I'd sit in on some of those sessions and I'd be like, this is dumb, this isn't how I did it, but I may not be normal. So I think it's just start with it, what interests you, whether that's being a crazy person or something just, I really wish I could just do this quickly. I'll bet you can.
That's really interesting because like sometimes I feel like AI is reducing our creativity because it does things for us that are supposed to be creative. But your use case is like, no, like you're talking about like all the creative things that people now can do because of AI. That sounds, that gives me hope.
I hope that, so I think because I started as such a cynic and I have such a technical background, I don't trust AI. I use it all day, every day. I build products with it. I help marketers with it, but I don't let it answer my emails except for the boring ones.
Okay.
And so I don't let it come up with campaign ideas unless it's a brainstorm session that I'm having, because I'm at a small startup and I used to have a marketing team to do that with me.
Yeah.
But there are times that I get 15-page documents that somebody made out of Claude without starting with creativity, and that's when it gets miserable. And that's when you feel stifled, is when it's done your thinking for you as well.
Yeah. Could you give me like 5 examples of things that you never do with AI?
It does not reply to any of my Slack messages.
Yeah.
Now, some of that is because I am part of 20 different work groups at least, and most of the MCP layers only allow you to authenticate to one at a time, so it's not the most useful thing for me. Anywhere that I have to represent myself, I might have it refine a LinkedIn post or do some LinkedIn post with a campaign, but if I'm speaking as me, it's me.
Yeah.
Like, this is not an avatar.
Yeah.
You're talking to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Warts and all.
Yeah.
You said 5, and I think I made it to 3, but
it's
you know.
fine. It counts. So, looking at marketing leaders, CMOs right now, what would you tell them they should really implement as soon as possible in their teams?
This reminds me of when I would interview for CMO roles, people would ask me what my playbook is, and I don't have one. And the reason I don't have one is that there's an old saying that you can't step into the same river twice because the water's always moving. And I feel the same way in marketing. You can never do the same thing twice and get the same results.
Yeah.
And so you need to understand your resources and see where your strengths and weaknesses lie and choose where to go from there when you're starting in marketing. It's the same when you're starting in AI. And I especially think it's valuable to compensate for my weaknesses. Like, I can brainstorm the hell out of a marketing plan, but ask me to put it in a structured document and I am in hell.
Oh my God, yes, I know what you mean.
I babble paragraphs of my brilliant marketing plan, including some of the most random things. Oh, and I want a TikTok that does this right in the middle of some massive strategy. And I usually actually ask both ChatGPT that I've been working with a lot longer, and also it's in cynical mode, and it being snarky with me just makes my day. But so it'll sound like me, but Claude is better at structure. So I'll feed the same babble into both things, see what happens, and then have them edit each other's until either I get pissed off and just write it myself, or until we get something decent.
I'm getting
a
good picture of the intensity you're working with. I love it.
Yeah. Somebody today asked, what's the biggest difference between delegating to agents or AI versus delegating to people? I'm like, well, I swear a lot more in AI.
You can be your authentic self talking to AI.
Either that or I'm the first to die when the robot overlords take over. I know I'm on that list.
I'm gonna keep an eye out. Let's talk about some examples, because you've touched on a few things,
Right.
but like, what is the most useful things you've built recently? And why? I always would like to start with, like, why did you build it? What problems were you solving? And like, what happened?
So, a lot of the most useful things I've built aren't for me. I fundamentally just like to help people. And so, there's Matt Hines of Hines Marketing, and I had lunch with his COO. And I've been a customer of Hines Marketing's, and I've subcontracted for them throughout the last 10 years. And so I had lunch with their COO, and I had talked to one of their sales folks who was like, they're not talking about AI, so I can't get anybody on the phone. So I confronted her with it. I'm like, you're not talking about AI. And so it's hard for people, that's all marketers are living and breathing right now, and they're terrified of it. Where is it? And she's like, but it's like Excel, Jen. We don't tell people on the website that we use the Microsoft Office suite. Why would we tell them we use AI? And I started getting their team into AI, and in fact started the foundation of putting their IP into a suite of agents. And first of all, it's done. I knew Hines Marketing was good, but then trying to put an 18-year-old consultancy's IP into agents is a learning experience and fascinating because it's not, there's a reason that I paid them a lot of money when I was a CMO. So, and then Matt Hines said to me only a couple weeks ago, I really wish people could just chat with all of our free content because again, they have so much of it. And I had just learned about retrieval augmented generation, the RAGs. And it took me 4 hours to build it.
Okay.
I asked Claude Code to spec it out, and of course Claude Code went a little off the rails and actually built the infrastructure. So I gave Matt the documents, and then when he's like, yes, let's do it, I went back and I'm like, so this already exists. But it's not live on their website yet. Hopefully it will be by the time this video's out, because I've had some third-party folks test it, and they're like, this is so much better than what you usually chat with.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What do you think? Why do you think is the discrepancy? Why is it so much better?
So the way that retrieval augmented generation works is that you chunkify everything, and then when you query it effectively, it pulls relevant chunks, and then it submits those with your prompt to, in our case, Claude. So to an Anthropic API endpoint. And it treats those as authoritative. So it's just not making crap up.
Yeah. It does not hallucinate. Yeah. That's wonderful.
At least not much. Yeah. And I could say, listen for selling signals, and it does. And I could say, oh my gosh, talk less. And it does. I mean, it was giving me these giant things, and I was just like, no, nobody wants that in a chat window.
For sure. Yeah. I love that. That's a really great example. I think I just have one last question. So, like, now that everyone has access to AI tools and everyone's building something, what do you think is going to be our moat as marketers?
So I think it depends. So it's going to be our brains. And beyond that, it's going to be our creativity. Because we need to remember that as brilliant as they feel when we're working with them, because they know things we don't know, they're still trained on the average of the internet. And the average of the internet isn't extremely good at marketing.
Yeah. It's mediocre.
Yeah. So it's making yourself more powerful by compensating for your weaknesses, or I'm too tired to do this today. Yeah. Therefore, I'm going to just paste my to-do list in and see what it can do for me. Like, we can make ourselves better, but our differentiator hasn't changed. We're still who we are, and we're still creative, and we still have to understand people. Yeah. And as much as they seem to, I know that they don't understand me. Yeah.
No, that's beautiful, and that's also like gives hope for like the future of marketing, right? Like there's still going to be that piece of creativity that we just love and thrive on so much.
I mean, we were freaked out. Well, so from what I understand, because of course we're a little young to remember the internet changing everything, but you know, it was like, what are we going to do? The internet does everything. Well, no.
No. It's
It looks different. And for the first time, I think we're constrained by our own human capacities as opposed to almost constraints of the universe. You know, we had to make choices because of budget that we don't, at least as long as VC is funding tokens, we don't have to make. And we have to adapt. But the one thing I am absolutely confident of is that as human beings, but especially as marketers, we can and we will adapt.
Love that. That's like a perfect final sentence. Like mic drop.
It's like I'm a marketer.
I have like a surprise rapid fire questions. It's just like,
here we go.
8-9 questions. Just like, what's your gut feeling? Brand or pipeline?
My heart wants to say brand, but I also know that without pipeline, you don't have a company.
You know, so pipeline it is.
Yeah.
Hire a creator or hire a strategist?
Strategist.
AI agent or junior marketer?
To do what?
Gut feel?
See, I'm a startup founder. I have no money, so I have to hire the agent.
Yep. Build community or buy ads?
Build community. It's way more fun.
Founder-led content or brand content?
How interesting is your founder?
Yeah.
I mean, you have really fascinating founders. I like to think I'm an interesting founder, but I have worked for some founders that I just had to make stuff up.
Yep. Yeah. Then brand content, it would be better. Yeah, for sure. Outbound or content?
Outbound.
AEO or SEO in 2027?
EIEIO. No, sorry. That can't be the first time you've gotten that answer.
I have.
Sorry. The funny thing is that a lot of AEO currently does or will feed directly into SEO, so AEO is a better investment.
Chasing MQLs or time to kill MQLs?
We've been saying that MQLs are dead for like 15 years. I've been in marketing for 15 years.
They haven't not died yet.
And they haven't.
Should.
It's because we need something for the concept of, here sales, we're giving you a present.
Yeah. Run the playbook or burn the playbook?
How good is the playbook? It's not burn the playbook, it's the playbook has to be a living thing. So if it's a strict playbook, burn it. There's a fire pit over there.
Yep. Yeah. We can burn it right after.
Absolutely.
That's it. Ship fast and ugly or ship slow and precise?
Fast and ugly, but I'm a startup person.
Yeah, same.
Plus, it doesn't have to be as ugly. Like, Claude's a way better designer than I ever was.
Claude or ChatGPT?
For what? Overall, I think it's easier for people to start with Claude. It's got more interesting tools in more places. Because I have trained ChatGPT over several years, it depends what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And if I get mad at one, I just use the other.
Makes sense.